Ayo Haru Ride, episode 11, man. I just watched it, and oh my god, I'm not gonna lie, I was moved to tears by this episode, man. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm not embarrassed to say that. I was moved to tears watching this episode, man. This episode was a lot for me to take in. It really was. I was sitting here watching it, and I was just like, I'm shocked, and I can't believe, you know what I'm saying, the amount of sadness and pain and suffering that was just displayed in a 22-minute episode. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was so much. It really was a lot, man. So basically, what happens in this episode is that we learn that Cole, the entire time, stayed, what I'm saying, with his mom when his parents divorced or whatever. We already knew that. But we learned that she had cancer in her lungs, terminal cancer. She died from terminal cancer that spread, what I'm saying, and she only had like half a year to live. And up until that point, she had been always trying to do things together with him, you know what I'm saying, because maybe she also had already known that she had cancer. But he was focused on his studies, and he was focused on getting to a good high school and getting to a good college and getting a good job so he could take care of his mother financially. That's what he wanted to do. He wanted to take care of her financially. And she kept saying that those things didn't matter. You know what I'm saying? That shit doesn't matter to me right now. Just spending time with you and watching television with you, having memories with you, that's all that matters. And he didn't catch the reference. You know what I'm saying? But you got to ask yourself, man. I'm assuming at the time he was about like 13 or 14. Who would? I wouldn't have. And he just had to watch his mom just slowly die in front of his eyes. And there was a void left in his heart because of that. And we learned that this entire time he just kind of been going through the motions of living. He is, in every sense of the word, a living zombie. You know what I'm saying? No heart, nothing fueling him to keep moving. He's just going through the motions of being alive. He's just going through the motions of just life. And that really hurt me to hear that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, when somebody doesn't have a goal in their life, you're just like, man, you need to get a goal. But when you don't have a purpose to get out of bed in the morning, that's sad to me. And his life was that. He had, in his own mind, he had no purpose and no drive for waking up because of the loss of his mother. And he was like, nobody's gonna understand how I feel because none of y'all have went through what I went through. My brother wasn't there. I was there. I watched my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gotta constantly live with the thought of, what if I had noticed sooner? Would she still be alive? What if I had just put down the books and spent time with her? Would I have felt this sad? So I was just like, man, like, this is a really, really sad episode. And Futaba, I'm telling you, man, like, I love her character more and more because she really is the queen, you know what I'm saying, that a dude would need in his life. She is the rock that somebody would need in their life, man. She just really, she really just is the best character for Cole right now. And she tells him, she's just like, hey, like, you might feel this way. If the void is too big in your heart, you're gonna have to fill it with one thing. You can fill it with multiple things in order to like have that same feeling of being alive again. And if you fill it with 10 things or 100 things, and no one's gonna get mad at you for getting excited about something, and no one's gonna criticize you, about laughing at something, about putting your heart at something. And she was like, and if they do, I'll beat them up. Because he ran out on their study session because he told her that them trying so hard to get close to him scared him. Like, that really put fear into him. And she told him that you were afraid because you already are close to us. And that's what made you fear it. Because you were afraid that you would lose us too. And I was just like, yeah, that is sad, man. To hear, that really is sad to hear. That really hurt me to hear that. And I was just like, that was sad. And then, she started crying, saying she was going to break down the door that he had around his heart. She was going to, break it down and let herself in. And, she did. Though when she started talking to him, she eventually did. And she said, like, you can just, nobody's going to criticize you for that. And I'm going to beat them up if they do. And she started to cry. And that made me, you know what I'm saying, I was just like, oh man, I was just like, damn, but I've seen Futaba cry before, so I was kind of like, she's cried before, but this one particularly is very, very emotional. But then when he teared up, I was just like, you know what I'm saying, and I was just like, I'm watching this episode like this the entire time, just like, man, he about to cry, and then he started crying, and he was just like, this entire time it seems like I've been waiting on permission to actually feel and love and open up my heart and have these types of feelings, and I've been waiting for a girl like her. And previously when she went to his house, she ran into Cole's brother, Tanaka Sensei, and as she was leaving, he said that girl is like a storm. And when this episode ended, Cole was like, I've been waiting for a girl like her, a person like her. I've been waiting for a storm like this. You know what I'm saying? Something that's equivalent to a storm, to mask in a way, not to mask, but to share in how I feel. Because, it's almost like, when people say when it rains and you feeling sad, it's almost like the sky is crying for you. So that's kind of what it was. Like Futaba shed tears for him first, and that instinctively made him shed tears. And the episode ends with them embracing and shedding tears. And I was just like, Jesus Christ. This show is awesome, man. I can't say anything bad about this show, man. It is the best show that I've ever watched. It is the best romance, drama, whatever you want to call it. It is the best that I've watched. I've never seen a show this dramatic, this so full of emotion. It is the best. And it looked like episode 12 might be the last one. I don't know. I hope that's not true, but it kind of had the feel of being the last episode. Maybe it's the halfway point. I don't know, but it just seemed like it, though, man. But I'm hoping it's 24 episodes. But let me know what you guys thought about this series, though, man. Let me know what you thought about this episode in particular, because this was probably the most powerful episode of the series. Let me know what you thought about it, though, man. Back to St. Pete, go.